Dan. I love Hallmark. I love you-weary movies.
I'm Brian. I like Hallmark. Love you, Harry movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark Love You Harry movies, and this is the
Deck the Hallmark Podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host this podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Brian, would you say you're more a merger or more acquisition?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I know.
Oh, more acquisition. Yeah,
think
more the
so?
A. More the A. I would
You were
say,
more of a
yeah.
trust or merger.
Oh man.
Getting in it.
Can I just say
Out of the
this?
gate,
Can I
getting
just
in
say
it.
this? A
Yeah.
lot of people say that we take a little while, we ramp up too hard. The ramp's a little bit too long. I think we shut that down pretty quick
It's
today.
a
Hard
really
question.
festive. You didn't. I didn't even notice this. It's a very festive Love You Harry.
Yeah,
is.
man.
Really
Yeah,
festive.
Yeah. Yeah.
What we've
Well,
got
I
going
think
here.
what people need to know, and a reminder that love is what you make of it, and we make it green.
Love is what you
we
make.
make it green.
We make it green.
Make it green.
Guys, we might be moving soon. You don't
Put a
want
sheet
to
on that door.
put a sheet.
We are not moving that soon.
We might be. You know, who can say?
We are definitely not moving within the next 30 days.
We
Okay.
might move. Hi.
Hi. I asked for suggestions for how to decorate the
And I
office
said, don't worry about it.
in January, and
Yeah.
I was told not to worry about changing the set because
Don't.
we were maybe moving.
That was
soon.
in January though. That
Man.
was so long ago.
I'm not doing it. You guys can
Old
decorate
Brandon
the set.
calling his shot back in January.
Well, things look different in January,
They
in my
did.
defense.
That's true.
Not any different than they look right now.
They did.
No, we went under contract with this house in January. Knew late March was the earliest.
The other one, weren't
That
we
was
still?
no,
That was
December.
December,
Well,
That
I
fell
think she
apart at
asked
Christmas
in
con.
December.
No,
I
she
think
did.
what- I think
No,
what's
she did
important
not.
to
She
remember
asked
is
under
Check the minutes.
this.
I checked the minutes. I think what's important to remember is a lot of people out there are saying we take too long. The
Love
ramp
is
up's
what
too
you
long.
make
Yeah,
it.
we
Love
for-
is what you make
We already
it.
forgot about
People
the
are
ramp
saying the
up.
ramp up's
Yeah.
too long.
No
That's
ramp
all
up.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think love is what you make of it, and that's what I've always said. So take
always
that.
said
First
that.
time
I've always said that. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of
If I asked
Deck the-
12-year-old Brandon Gray, if I was like, "Hey, do you believe this statement? Love,
is what you make it.
What would 12-year-old Brandon Gray have said?
I mean, yeah, probably. I'd probably.
You would have done a
thumbs up.
YouTube video
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, I'd probably make a. I'd
You'd
probably
write
make a song. I'd write a song
Yeah,
about
you'd
it.
definitely
write a
for
song
sure.
about it. Work through the.
Love is what you make of it. Love is what you make of it. Love is what you make of it. Love is what you make of it.
That's pretty good.
It's great, dude.
Oh, love is what you make. So something like that.
Yeah.
You
That's
haven't
probably,
aged today.
that's probably what. That's
Love.
Wow.
All right,
Yeah.
that's good.
Really excited to dive into today's movie. It's Return to Office.
Sure
a
is.
fun like return to office. Return to office. Return to office. Only 2 days a week.
We're going hybrid, B.
So something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. It could be really good. You guys just want to dive into it?
I guess.
No
since we're
ramp up here,
No
yeah.
ramp up here.
Ramp is
We
going.
got
The
the
people are saying
mergers
the
and
ramp's too
acquisitions.
long.
We did that. We did
Yeah.
the set deck.
We got a
return-
1-star review recently. Guys, go leave us
Really?
a 5-star review. We had a 1-star review because
the
they
ramp up's too long?
didn't like the Bob Buck interview.
Whoa.
I'm giving them a
the
1-star.
1-star. I never read 1-star reviews because you
That's
don't want to,
brutal.
start a habit. But also, I'm going to read this review
Please.
to show you that
Listen,
maybe
almost all criticism of this show is
It's fair.
valid.
Yeah.
Not like in the Bob Buck interview.
That's a them.
Is it a joke?
That's-
Is this a joke? Mom, Dad?
the interview. This was from, I can't see their whole name. It's the Popcorn something. And the title is Robert Buckley interview.
Oh, no.
And this reviewer says, "What was that? So awkward. Buckley was uncomfortable. He may have gotten the bit from your perspective as you proclaimed at the end, but he didn't like it. Your interviews used to be spot on, but this was a swing and miss.
Did Bob Buck write this?
I think this is a Bob Buck.
think
You're
Bob Buck,
not
yeah.
comedians. The bits are not funny. I listened to him on the Drama Queens podcast, and he never sounds like he did on your interview. So many other Hallmark podcasts available that don't treat guests like this."
Yeah. Finally,
Which,
someone
I gotta
said
be
it.
honest. You said it, Brandon. Almost every criticism of this show is a fair criticism of the show. Almost everyone. That might be the first one I've heard that isn't a fair one. First one ever. Like, I don't want to throw any other podcasts under the bus. Bob Buck told us it was his favorite one, and he said he normally doesn't like the other ones. So,
Yeah. Yeah,
You may
take
have-
that, drama queens.
You may have misread
Bob
that.
did
the
that as a
popcorn.
courtesy.
Well, he was on One Tree
I
Hill,
know he was.
so,
He
yeah.
probably actually really.
I don't
enjoyed
think
that
he was
one.
talking
I
about
don't think-
that one
I
in
think he
particular.
really liked it.
Yeah, I
Probably
think he
had a really
loved
good
his
time.
time on One.
Yeah.
That was a wild.
But Bob, you don't have to make a username. Like if you
yeah,
didn't
the
mean
popcorn.
that, you
Come
can
on,
even
man.
let us know.
You could let us know, Bob. We're
no
right
harm,
here.
No harm, no foul over here.
Yeah.
Let's return to office. Return to office. Return to office. We're taking Fridays off unless there's a fun thing.
Coming 2 days a week.
Let's do this. Are you
2
ready?
days a
Return to 2 days a week. 2 days a week. 2 days a week. 2 days a week. Everybody's home on Fridays, working hard.
That
I
ramp
can
is-
guarantee it.
The ramp is long. It's a
Okay,
long ramp.
the
Yeah,
ramp's gotten
we
longer.
went back
I was
down the
trying
ramp.
to. I did my best. Return to office, February 15th, 2025, on the Hallmark Channel. Went a little something like this. Liv is thriving working from home. She just wakes up, makes her matcha, does her yoga, eats her oatmeal, throws on a top for a video call, and keeps the pajama pants on. That's the way that she rolls. It works for her. It's the good life. Tom, on the other hand, he works for the same company, Artist Access, and he's thriving just a smidge less. He's showing up for video calls late because he's just so he can do whatever he wants. He's at home. It's hard to keep track of time. Lucky for him, he's going to continue being head designer. They just went through a little bit of a merger acquisition
Sure did.
situation. New CEO Walter, he's coming on board. He says, you know what, Tommy boy, you can continue to be head designer. The CEO, Walter, he has big dreams, including a return to office plan.
2 days a week.
It's a hybrid schedule. That's exactly right. Some are going to be in the office Monday, Wednesday. Others on Tuesday, Thursday.
They don't have enough desks.
Everybody work. Yeah, that's exactly right. Everybody work at home on Friday. Do your best work. She is immediately off to a rocky start with this whole coming into the office thing. She's late due to traffic, and gets to a desk, and there's barely any left. No desk by the window, so she's stuck with a desk by the food station. You know, it's tough.
AKA kitchen.
Kitchen, if you will.
Kitchen.
I call
That's
it
what they
food
call it.
station.
They
That's
call
what
it
I call
food
it.
station.
I call it a food station. It's a long ramp up. She's supposed to put all of her belongings away at the end of the day, so not to get in the way of the Tuesday, Thursday folks. But she leaves a note and signs it Miss Monday, asking if she could leave her succulent for light.
I'm sorry, Miss Monday.
He
week.
sees this as an opportunity to leave some of his things on the desk, such as rubber ducky and fun art, which she does not love. At first, she's not happy about this, but then they start sending back and forth some flirty notes, and he sends a pastry. And once you send pastry, all bets are off.
all bets are off.
They get real flirty real fast. They end up meeting in person at a work event, but they don't realize that they are each other's pen pal, if you will. They compete together in a work team building event. Dan was jealous the whole time.
Yeah, I bet.
And they win.
Yay.
They win some sort of romantic prize package, and they confirm to each other that they are talking to somebody else. You know, they're already both in, kind of talking
Yeah.
to somebody. Obviously, they're thinking of each other without knowing that the each other that they're thinking of is right there. You know what I mean? Did that make sense? After weeks and weeks of talking anonymously, they agree to meet. But she finds out who he is beforehand while she's at a retirement community that she volunteers at, that Tom's grandma is also at. And she talks about how her grandson is head over heels for someone that he calls Miss Monday, and it all clicks in for her. So she goes to talk to him before they go to make a pitch to Walter. And he's just gushing about someone named Miss Monday. He's just, Miss Monday's the best, blah, blah, blah. She tries to get him to see that she's Miss Monday. He doesn't see it. He's clueless. He doesn't figure it out. The pitch does not go well, which bums him out, but at least he's meeting Miss Monday tonight. What could go wrong? She shows up for the date, but decides not to immediately tell him that she's Miss Monday. She goes to the bathroom and messages him that she's not going to make it. Miss Monday's not coming. Miss Monday's taking a Sunday. I don't know.
Good one.
I don't know.
You'll get there.
When she
2 days a week.
That's exactly right. When she comes out, he's like, well, my date bailed. Do you want to sit with me for a little bit while you wait on your date? They talk, and he ends up saying that he felt like she didn't have his back in the presentation. They kind of argue a little bit, and he ends up leaving. She's now sad. But they end up having part 2 of their date work prize thing, which is like a cooking. You cook, you get to learn from Lee himself from When Calls the Heart. He comes in on train and teaches you how to cook.
Italian.
And the sparks are flying. Dummy Tom is like, man, you have so many similarities to Miss Monday. I could just kiss you right now. And they kind of get close to kissing, but they're interrupted. The next day, Walter shows a logo that he had AI make, and he wants to go with it. Tom sees this and immediately quits. After hearing that Walter wants to get rid of all of the designers in favor of AI, Liv quits too via sticky notes. She finally decides to come clean and asks him to meet up again as Miss Monday. He walks in and is surprised that it is her, but he is glad that it is her. They end up kissing, and they decided they're going to go into business together. Yay for them!
Yes.
And that, my friends, was Return to Office! 2 days a week. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll break this episode down. Movie here on Deck the Hallmark. It's too many shows.
Too many shows. 2 days a week.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm having fun today. We're talking Return to the Office, the latest Love-You-Ary flick, day after Valentine's Day. Everybody went out and they had their nice little Valentine's dinner. They came back ready for a Valentine's movie.
That's right.
Return to Office. Let's break
They
it
could
down.
have watched An Unexpected Valentine.
Could have.
Previous week.
We would promote that, but I don't want to upset Bob.
No, we don't want to upset the.
Don't bring him even into it.
No.
Don't bring him in.
Yeah. He was
Let's-
so ready to be done with that movie.
Hated it.
So awkward.
Full hour.
Yeah.
Let's get to it. Let's share our hot takes on this movie. We're gonna share our thoughts on it, how we felt about it. We're not gonna hold back. I would implore you not to hold back. Now, you're somebody who has worked at home for a long time.
Yeah, quite a while.
You don't want
so
any part of returning.
You don't want to return
2
to
days a
office.
week.
So this is kind of a nightmare for you.
Yep.
Putting those feelings maybe aside if you can, what are your thoughts on this movie?
Yeah, overall, this was pretty good for me, actually. I was impressed by the tech usage. Like, they did the production quality on using tech and showing tech. I thought they put like a lot of thought and effort into it, and it worked. I thought that was pretty good. The problem with this one is
It's pretty massive.
this is a conversation like I want to hear, a convo between a boss who's like a big picture narcissist and like a very creative, like individualistic person who's like, stay out of my way, and then a super organized, bring everybody together person. These are like three really unique perspectives, and I want that argument. The argument they had where he quit, where it wasn't even an argument, it was, I disagree, I'm quitting, was that I wanted all that the whole time. Like, I wanted...
Would have been a better movie.
I think so.
Like,
Like,
wanted an argument the whole time.
yes, I wanted multiple arguments the entire movie, and I wanted them constantly to be ending up in the HR office, having a disagreement, and having Chad mediate and be funny Chad, which he was. Chad was a really funny character in this movie, the HR guy.
You don't get to see him on When Calls the Heart, unfortunately for you.
Oh, I don't. Chad's in When Calls the Heart?
Chad and Lee.
He is?
Yeah.
Oh, good for him. So that was something I'm like, oh man, that's like an itch that I wanted to scratch a little bit. It would have felt real nice. You know what I'm saying?
You have
Like,
to talk to HR about that.
Yeah, that's not. You can't say that
I got
out
him.
loud.
good one. Chad,
Thanks.
come on in here. So I really like the concept. I like the archetypes. We just didn't get like everything in that world that I wanted. It was too much like high level, let's just write notes and good use of tech, but just like, I don't know. I wanted that deep conversation, unfortunately, for me. So
Yeah.
So I agree with you in so much as I like all of the characters in this movie and the general story of the movie. I thought was really fun. Obviously, it'd been done before in rom-coms, but a fun little variation of it. A return to office. I could see this happening in real life, and it's nice. My problem with the movie came with how early she found out
my
that
gosh.
he was
It's the worst.
Mr. Tuesday,
Yeah.
and then just like didn't. It's like it was so important to her for him to just come to the realization
Yeah.
that she was Miss
Yeah.
Tuesday. And that like frustrated me. Like her showing up and going to the bathroom and texting and being like, I can't make it. Like
It was the worst.
I didn't
Weird.
like I didn't like
I didn't get it.
And I didn't feel like they did I think maybe if they had an extra 5 to 10 minutes to like give some sort of backstory for her feeling like I just want this guy to like me, not the person that like that could have helped and give some sort of understanding for the viewer at home to be like, why is she acting like this? She likes this guy. She's Miss. When you find out, just you have the date on the schedule. You walked in, he saw you, and it was such a perfect opportunity for her to just be like, it's me, and then they can kind of. I would have almost liked the last 20 minutes of this movie to be them actually knowing, and then that thing happens with the
Makes too much sense,
AI,
Bram.
and I think that could have caused like some interesting. Now that I understand you not just as Mr. Tuesday, but also as this guy that I've been having a little bit of work friction with, I think that could have made some really good drama in the last 20 minutes of this movie, and instead they did this to me weird thing with her finding out as early as she did and then just keeping it a secret. So aside from that, I really enjoyed this movie, and I thought that the two leads had great chemistry, really liked them together. And I really enjoyed myself. Dan?
Yeah, this is the worst execution of a movie that I've seen on Hallmark all year. It is, everything Brand said is correct. It is really hard to mess up a shop around the corner plot. Like, you've got mail, deliver by Christmas, message in a bottle. I can't think of a Hallmark shop around the corner ripoff that has gone awry. Even when Hallmark does it, it works. That's how foolproof this premise is two people that don't know they're messaging each other and falling in love and happen to be kind of rivals or not on the same page when they do talk to each other, find out that it's actually the person they've been talking to and they love. That is a foolproof rom-com. I'm sure there are people who've seen all these Hallmark movies that can tell me times when it didn't work. In my memory, I don't remember a standout bad one of these until now. This is, you have these two people who are sharing a desk because there's not enough room and they're writing Post-it notes, and it's adorable. If the company's 10,000 people, works like a champ. We got issues with that. She finds out really early in this movie. And then instead of telling him, she just spends the next 40 minutes doing what I can only describe as concocting a web of lies. She just spends her time setting the deck and lying to this guy because she's nervous about it. It's not good. It's really poorly executed. And I hate that because I like most everyone acting in this movie. But we don't get the thing Brian wanted. Everything Brand said is correct. And so because of that, the execution is so terrible of this movie. And I can't imagine, I don't even know where it fell apart. I don't know where it fell apart. I don't know if the script was just like, this place is 10,000 people. We're just going to see 12 of them all the time. And like the fact that they like, I have to come to the conclusion, if you make me buy everything else in this movie, that our leading man, I don't remember his name. I don't remember the character's name now. Tom is the dumbest human being alive.
Yeah.
That is the best I can come up with. If you want to tell me the rest of this movie works, then Tom is not bright at all. Like, just not with it. And so that really took me out of it. And I love like Message in a Bottle and Delivered by Christmas, two of the better Hallmark movies ever made. So like this is a premise. I think I creamed this movie. Maybe I creamed this movie. Maybe I didn't in the preview. I just felt like this was a no-brainer. I felt like if there was one that was going to work, it was going to be this one. And the execution was terrible. It was just real bad.
I still really enjoyed the movie. It could have been one of my favorites in quite some time. Yes, and I just found myself being frustrated. Like even like when she brought him the pastries.
Yeah.
And he still didn't like put it together.
I mean,
was like,
gosh,
There's
man.
so many hints. Yeah.
So many.
I recently tried these and they changed my life. Oh, that's freaking crazy,
That's
bro.
so cool. You're not
I
gonna believe this.
I said so Miss Monday.
It's unbelievable.
You would love her. You'd
You
love
guys
You'd
get
love
along.
her.
You should come in.
I,
You guys would really love. Can you try to figure out how she is?
I did, in fact, cream this movie. And I will say, I mean, it's probably not. No, it's not better than Unexpected Valentine. This is not even the best movie of February. It's a poorly executed
I
movie.
think with a couple of tweaks there, with the once she kind of finally realized it,
It's
it would have
a
been
lot
my
more of a
favorite.
movie, I think, than we think it is, though. Like, they spend the first 10 minutes writing post-it notes back together, and then I feel like 15 or 20 minutes later, she figures it out. Like, I don't know. I
felt like it was last 20
I feel
minutes.
like
but
all
maybe
the
not.
pacing and timing of this movie is bad. Like, it's unfortunate.
Let's get to all the feels.
Yeah.
We were talking about what this movie gave us feels, Brian.
So when the boss uses AI to come up with the logo, and it's, obviously really, it looks like macaroni,
Yeah.
and it's really bad. It reminded me of one of my favorite early on TikTok follows was this girl. She was a graphic designer. She went to school for graphic design, and she redesigns company logos on TikTok, but she does like a really horrendous job, and they're horrible, and they're so bad. Emily Zugay. She is
awesome.
a riot, and she's got this deadpan presentation about it, or she just talks in this very monotone voice, and like it's hilarious.
That's funny.
She's so fun, and so it made me go watch some of those because those are hilarious.
I mean, I love the fact that we got a real villain. In
That's
this movie.
fine.
Okay. Well, yeah. Shout out Peter Gallagher.
Yeah,
Yes, Peter Gallagher
obviously,
LaCroix over there.
But when he doesn't learn a lesson
No.
in this movie,
not at all.
and he is like, I felt like they were kind of like it was a Hallmark version of an Elon Musk who comes into this thing and it's like, I'm going to acquire this company and I don't really care about the company. I just want like the code and I'm just going to throw AI at everything. And it felt like very much like Hallmark's version of being like, is not the best take. Your AI takes are not the best take. And so I appreciate that in this movie.
I just wrote down evil Peter Gallagher is fantastic. When he goes full, like when he quits and you think he's going to realize something's happening. And then he looks at her and he's like, hey, where are you going? Unless you want to pack your stuff up too. I was like,
I couldn't believe
Oh,
that.
boy.
I couldn't believe that the movie didn't give us some sort of closure. If he actually did do the comparison, brought in the team,
focus group,
the focus group to look at both logos, realized that his logo sucked, and was like, maybe we do need artists. He never learns that lesson.
Nah.
He never do that. And so they went for it there. So shout out.
Shout out.
Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll get to the way, what, the Hallmark here on
Take the Hallmark.
Hi, welcome back, everybody. We're talking about Return to Office. The latest.
2 days a week.
That's right. Latest Hallmark Lovey Movie. Let's get to the way what is. Where we're talking about what in this movie. Let's go. What? I'll start with you, Brian.
Yeah, I wrote. So both twins work there, eh? And then my next line is, wow, they are twins. Weird, right? Like, I thought they were doing a bit where they're like, oh, this guy's, they don't have a big cast, so they're going to use this one person and say he's a twin. And so every day one of the twins is there. But later you find out they're actually twins.
There actually are twins.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Like, what? That is the weirdest thing. Like,
That is.
the fact that twins work in the same place, the fact that twin actors.
And then
that
they couldn't get the same day? That you don't want to work the same day as your twin brother?
So confusing
Need a
for
break from
everybody
him,
else.
man.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
wild.
so
You know,
We
we
don't know
live
which twin it is. You
together.
only see one?
That's tough for everybody.
They can't get the same
They
day?
don't get to know anybody. The
Yeah.
other one, yeah. So
Or
weird.
only one of them is going in.
That's
and
the
he's
other
saying,
thing. They're
yeah.
getting
Ooh, they're
tricky.
doing a
Oh
bit.
man, that's a good one. So that was just so weird to me. The whole twin aspect. Like, why did they do that? It was cool though. I was glad. I was surprised. The lead designer doesn't get a specialized workspace. Like, the lead designer gets an office with giant screens and a pad that he can draw on. Okay, like,
yes.
that's how that works.
If you try to make sense of this company or this office space, you're going to be in big
That
trouble.
should have been his first
Yeah.
clue that this guy wants him out.
That's right. Yeah.
Like, he's gonna come in, he's gonna act like he cares about the designers, but he's gonna
Yeah.
do little things over time that
That's right.
makes you feel like
Always
you're not
put me
cared
at a
for.
desk where
Oh,
I can't even
interesting.
put my laptop down.
Interesting.
Oh, that's
Oh.
interesting.
Oh.
I don't even have a place where I can draw. Like, yeah, no inspiration. Yeah, so that was ridiculous. And what a fun team building, said no employees in the survey that was sent out about it. Wow. What I was mad watching it because it was so dumb. And then after, when I realized how much time it took, I'm like, we could have done an HR meeting. We could have done anything else during this time.
We could have done an HR
The most
meeting
Brian
is the
thing
best.
ever is wanting more HR
I wanted more
meetings.
HR. That guy was
I want
really
more HR
fun.
meetings. He was fun.
Their chemistry, the three of them together, I thought was really great. So that was a big bummer that we wasted time
when
without.
they say reported to HR or whatever, and he pops on, he's like, "What do you?"
You guys say
Yeah.
HR?
Yeah.
That was
Report-
great.
It's very funny.
Great. So yeah, that's all for me.
You know, I've gotten, I guess, used to at this point the I'm texting, but I'm reading what I'm texting out loud. And a lot of times that's like, okay, you're in your own house, you can read out loud if you want to. Both of these people, while writing their notes in the office, are reading out loud, which would bother me.
Yeah.
If you're just like, thanks for that croissant, I'd be like, what are you, pipe down? Some of us are trying to
Croissant.
work. But they are meant for each other because both of them are the type of people who, in an office setting, will read whatever they are writing out loud for the sake of us at home. But still, for them in the office, I feel bad about it. You mentioned the competition, the team building thing. I want to give a shout out to whoever in this office rigged the quiz competition stage, because they have these podiums, and each podium has a light strip on it, and all of the light strips are the same color until you buzz in, and then the light strip of the podium that dinged in first lights up green.
The others don't.
The others don't. I don't know how much time did that take. They were like, we gotta figure out a way to really make this pop. What if we rig a whole light show together to make it really great? And then if they get it wrong, it all turns red. So really well done, and it's the most work that anybody has ever put into a team building competition. So shout out. But also really weird that the team building prize is a really romantic package.
Very romantic gift for the team building
you
win.
get to go to a romantic dinner. You're gonna do a romantic
Italian
chef thing.
Cooking lesson.
Really weird thing for HR to push. Really weird thing for AR to be like, "This we did it,
AR?
guys. We got the package for everybody. You guys are gonna love
Automatic.
it." Also, it just made me laugh that when she
Alien
goes to
resources.
That's what it is.
when she goes to the bathroom to type that she's not gonna be able to make it to the dinner, and then she says thanks for understanding, and then puts the prayer hands. Next to it. That was so funny. Thanks for understanding.
You ever bailed on somebody or bailed on a date and been like, thanks for understanding prayer hands?
Prayer hands.
Yeah, start. End of every message.
Aaron saying no
Aaron's
go.
like,
Aaron saying
you
no
haven't done
go.
prayer hands to be like, I'm out?
Hands.
Bow to your sensei.
A great emoji. Great use of that emoji. Dano?
Yeah, the team building activity is my nightmare. It's hell for all the reasons that Brand mentioned, but also I want to be very clear. This is a 2-question quiz show. They don't do
I have to imagine there's more we don't see.
They
right?
don't do a
They had to
montage.
cut a little bit.
They don't do a montage of people buzzing in
There's
and
no-
missing.
there's
There's
no,
no
like-
scoreboard. There's nothing to clue you in that time has elapsed.
With most game shows, game shows, you see if somebody answers 2 in a row, you pretty much got a good idea.
Who's
Well, what
taking-
We know you know what
Every
I-
other
That's
movie,
good enough.
Back
Yeah,
to
that's
back to the bad execution premise. Every other movie either does a little 10-second montage or has a scoreboard up there that changes. This is, they ask Janelle a question, she gets it right. They ask the other team that's close, they get it wrong, and then she answers it right, and then they're like, you guys win.
Yeah.
You did it.
What you don't know is first to 2 got to win by 2.
First
They
two
did
got to
Oh,
win
that's
by
what it
2,
is.
loser
Okay.
walks. But also, they rigged that whole system up
for a 2-question.
for a 2-question quiz.
I think they bought it one time bad. They
Yeah.
pull it out every chance they
Yes.
get. You know.
And the
We
first-
spent $30K on this
I know
thing.
it's a 2-question quiz, but can we get the
Should we get
system
the-
out?
Get
Get
the
it
system
out.
out.
Their lights up. The whole. The first game is one partner's blindfolded, the other one's describing like what they're supposed to do, and he
Yeah.
gets to a hula hoop. It's not. It is a hula hoop, and he has to hula hoop for 5 seconds. All she has to say is, "Okay, right below your feet is a hula hoop. You got to hula hoop for 5 seconds." She says, "There's an object on the ground. You need to pick it up. And then he picks it up and she goes, all right, now you're going to have to, put it on. And then he tries to hula hoop and it drops. She goes, no, you're going to have to try again. How did you guys win? How did you win anything? There's a hula hoop on the ground. That's all you got to say. Hula hoop ground. You got a hula hoop for 5 seconds. There's an object on the ground. Is she not allowed to give away what it is he's picking up?
Gotta go with AR if you say that.
When I think of Italian chef, I think of Kevin Smith. I think we all do, right?
Absolutely.
We all think of Kevin in his thick Canadian accent, talking about the greatness.
Kevin Parmesan Smith?
Parmesan Smith, as we call him. Old Kevin Parm Smith. I got to be honest. It was always great to see Kevin. We love Kevin. It was a private Italian chef, tutorial. That was the whole bit of this is you get to go to an Italian chef and learn how to cook. And Kevin Smith is reporting live from a hockey match in Vancouver. I don't even know. He couldn't be more Canadian in the scene. He's not doing an accent. He's just Kevin. He's just Kevin there as the Italian whatever. Also, we're supposed to believe this company is like the size of Google. That's what we're supposed to believe. If you want me to believe that, you got to show me more than 30 people. The max we see is 30 people. That is at the team building. Yeah. We hear they don't have enough desks for everybody, but yet we never see more than typically 15 or 20 people. Do you think for a second they wouldn't know who their desk partner was? Everyone in this movie, week one would be like, hey, I'm your desk partner. Yeah. Just so you know, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Or somebody's being like, oh, this guy sits here. I saw, know, somebody around the office would say it.
But for instance, the reason that's important is, Message in a Bottle is a crazy premise for a movie. Andrew Walker writes it, or one of them, Joy Lynn's one of them, writes a note and puts it in a bottle in the water and someone receives it. That's insane. But we buy the fact that they don't know that it's each other writing because how could they? It was a message in a freaking bottle. We've aired on the other side of the spectrum here so you're coming in Monday, Wednesday, you're coming in Tuesday, Thursday. You'll never know who you're sharing your desk with. Yes, you will. You 100% will. Yeah, that's all I got.
Well, especially he has just designs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you narrow it down right there.
Might be head design.
I mean, they do a Zoom at the beginning where there's maybe 12 people on this Zoom and all of them get a chance to talk. Mm-hmm. They've met. She knows who this is.
Might be head designer. Could be head designer.
Could be head designer gets a desk 2 days a week.
Let's get to the what the Hallmark
2
story.
days
Wonder
a
what
week.
could have been. Maybe give us a clarity questions that we still have. Brian?
Yeah, I don't usually want a flash forward, but in this
for when
case,
they go back 5 days.
No, I mean a year later, 1 year later, whatever, in their relationship. But I wanted to see hopefully they end up staying together and plan a nice wedding.
You did staying together in quotes. Why?
Oh, I was going to do fingers crossed, but I just gave up on it. So.
Staying together.
This was
staying together, wink, wink.
This was too hard.
Yeah, that's a lot of work getting this crossing those fingers.
Not a cross.
I hope,
just for the record, I hope they make it.
Sure. I hope they make it. Wink, wink.
But
just know that anytime Brian does quotes, he means fingers crossed. And you need to know that for the future.
Fingers crossed, he means wink.
Just map
anytime.
Those,
Yes, just you guys got it.
But I kind of want to see how their wedding is planned out. Him being super creative and her being really detail oriented and organized. I feel like they'd have a really nice wedding, and I kind of want to see what it would look like. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah, I'm actually very invested in the arc of evil Peter Gallagher.
Oh yeah,
and. Unfortunately, his business is probably going to thrive.
It's probably going to do just fine.
It's probably going to be great. And he's going to cut costs. He's going to be great. But at some point in his heart of hearts, he's going to know what he did.
I don't know.
I want to know how it turns out for him because clearly he has a plan to get rid of all the designers. And, she leaves a sticky note behind. And if I'm him, I'm like, what the frick was with this? It doesn't make any sense. He doesn't know their past with sticky notes, but he gets a sticky note that says I quit. And he just kind of makes his face like, huh,
yeah, well.
How did it go? Did he end up going through with it? All that stuff. I'm very invested in that character. Dan?
Yeah, this movie's very current. I think a lot of people are living out, not the dumb, I'm sharing a desk, I don't know who it is part of this, but Trace, you are sharing a desk with someone at your new job?
Yes.
What's the job?
Janie and Jansen & Co.
Janie and Janserson's Co.
Janie and Janserson Co.
Janie and Janserson Co.
Company.
What do they do over there?
Well, they do like little art crafts.
Wow.
Sometimes they go to moons.
Sometimes they go to
They
moons.
explore some different things.
Okay. All right. And you share a desk at Janie
Yeah, we're
Janserson
hybrid.
Co. You're hybrid. How
I
many?
go 1 day a week.
One day a week.
tops.
Okay. Who do you share a desk with?
I don't know. That's
You
what I'm
don't
saying.
know.
It's very similar.
Have you tried to reach out to them?
I have. They never respond.
They never respond.
No, and
what
I
do
think
you
they're
write
playing
them?
hard to get. Like, hey, I like your smell. When I come in, you smell good.
That's probably why they're not
I
responding.
wouldn't respond to that.
Probably
you
yeah.
think that's weird?
It's pretty weird. Yeah.
Sure,
Well,
somebody
what should
sits
I
there.
say? I'll write down whatever you say.
Hey, who shares my desk with me?
Hi, who shares my desk with me? I like your smell.
Well,
Not the end of that. Just the first part. We don't do the last part.
Hi, I like your smell.
No.
mm,
No. Just the first part, not the end.
Oh, hi.
that's a good
This is
start.
a good start. It's better.
Okay,
We're
I
getting
get it.
somewhere.
Then I'll talk to him
Yeah.
about smells.
Yeah.
What's your favorite smell? Can I write that?
No.
Yeah. Oh.
No, Brian. I think we should
I'll
start
keep you
small.
all posted.
Yeah.
Okay,
good.
thank you.
Jamie
Post it.
Janserson Co.
Think you keep it posted even.
I don't get it. I haven't seen the
Yeah,
movie.
good. Thanks, Trace.
Love you.
This movie's current in the way that everyone is kind of in this process of like, Bry guy at COVID, you stopped going into the office and now you just don't like, you don't go in
Yeah, we
anymore.
don't do
So
that.
One day a
an
month,
occasional,
tops.
we're going 1 day a month. So I'm fascinated. This seems like a place where they're going to end up going back all 5 days. That's what it seems like to me. This guy seems like he's pushing in that direction. Why else would you want them in? Because his whole thing is we want to all be one building. Well, they're not. They're never all in one building. They're
for team
there.
building.
They're some half are there Monday, Wednesday, half are there Tuesday, Thursday. So I want to flash forward, not for the relationship of it, but for the what happened when he went? Like, I want to know the ramifications for going
Yeah, if
back.
his plan is for all of design to be gone, then maybe they have enough desks.
Maybe.
You know? I don't know how many
Maybe.
people are in
Yeah,
design.
that's right. Yeah. AI. There you go. Done.
AI solves it. We did it, everybody. Congratulations to us. It's time for the Double Decker of the Week, is where we dive deep into the life of a double decker who has signed up for Rainbow Jam Plus. At the double decker tier or higher, you get so much fun stuff. So come on and join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. I really think you're going to like it.
Good.
I really think you
they
are.
will,
I love that.
Dan, who do we have today?
We have Cynthia Hobgood.
Ooh.
Cynthia Hobgood.
Got the Hobgood.
Shout
Yeah.
out.
Cynthia out there doing some good, I
Yeah.
would say. Cynthia has what I found about Cynthia is she's got a surefire. Is that the phrase?
Surefire is the phrase,
surefire,
yes.
A conflict resolution method.
Ooh.
That it will not
This
fail.
is going to
if
help a
you
lot of
got-
people, it feels like.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
It's on the up and up here. So it involves so if you have a conflict with somebody that it needs
Sure.
to be resolved, you
Yep.
bring it to this place. It's right now brick and mortar. So that's pretty cool for her. Then you get it resolved and you walk out the door, you have an answer.
Wow.
And it's simple and effective, and it just involves.
So you bring your conflict to them
Yeah.
and they figure it out.
Yeah.
They resolve it.
Yeah, it's called Coinflict.
Coin
It's
flick.
Coinflict.
100% by.
It solves your conflict with a coin flip.
That's absolutely right.
Okay.
And it's called
That's it.
Coinflict.
Now, can I ask
Conflict.
you this? Why is she needed? Because in theory, if I am okay with a coin flip solving my conflicts,
Yeah.
then I would just do it myself.
Yeah, you can't trust
Well,
sometimes.
it could be
the
a
other
double-sided.
double-sided.
Most coins are, but this
So
one's
both
same
parties,
sided.
if Dan and I are
design.
in conflict
That's right.
and he's like, I don't trust your coin, I'm like, I definitely don't trust your coin.
We
Right.
bring in Coinflict.
We bring in conflict and they...
They take it from there.
Take the coin, you flip the coin.
Who's paying for Coinflict? Which side?
the loser pays? Obviously,
Wow.
the loser has to
Pays.
pay. So, and you can't. It's final. Like there is
Is
no
it 2 out of 3
All
or is it just
decisions
one
are
up?
final.
one flip. Well, you could. I
One
guess
flip-
you. I
you
don't
could
know.
bring your
That's
own
a-
rules?
Bonus
maybe
package,
you could. Maybe
premium
Synth would
package.
allow that.
Yep.
A 2 out of 3 best loser walks
Probably
out
costs
pays.
more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course
per
it
flip,
does.
you're paying per flip there,
Yeah, you're
obviously.
paying per flip.
And the coin is it's a valuable coin.
Valuable
so you don't,
coin.
You
You don't
don't.
wanna- yeah.
You can't just walk
Really?
in with your own coin.
Well, what makes it
Well,
valuable?
It's
the
weight
integrity of it.
Yeah,
Sure.
the weight.
Yeah.
that
Oh,
it
it's not like,
bears.
okay. It's not like a rare coin.
No, it's actually pretty cheap.
You're not bringing
coin.
out like a
pretty cheap.
You know,
Is it a penny?
No, no, you
1842
need something that's going to be
nickel.
around for a while.
Yeah.
Getting rid of those brand will be ridiculous.
Come on, man. Any day now.
So, this sounds like a pretty good idea. How much does it cost? How much is the loser going to pay?
Well, that's right now. It's just a flat fee, just $79.99 plus tax. Obviously, a
And
decision.
what's stopping? And now, Brian, I don't want to poke any holes in this because Coinflict sounds like a great
No, this
idea. But
is-
what's stopping? Like, Like, for instance, if Brandon and I were having an argument, what's stopping us from you getting a coin?
Well, I'm not
or
certified.
Or you have to-
it's like kind of like a when you go in and you get it. What is it called? Stamp of approval.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
the
notary?
Notary. Yes, another equally
Don't
dumb
wanna bring
idea.
a notary
so
into
it's
it,
like
but-
a notary.
He couldn't even think of it.
That's how
relative
little
as
I
tough.
think about it. So little I think of.
He forgot the name of notary. Out of sight, out of mind.
That's exactly right. So you're saying it's like that.
Yeah,
you have to go.
be
and
like a
get
certified
approved.
flicker.
Yeah.
Flicker. I guess is
Flicker?
what they would be. Yeah, and that's
Does
a big
the-
part of the business too, is getting certified.
Does
Yeah.
the flicker give any like sage advice on their way out, or is it just
No, they don't give a flick.
Boom.
They just flick.
Okay,
and
very
they,
nice. Well done. We did, everybody.
Yeah, we
Congratulations
did.
to us. Come on back next time. I think we're going to do this again. Maybe tomorrow.
I love it.
We're going to do it tomorrow. Come on back. Until then, maybe the first to wish you a
Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark is a Bramble Jam podcast. Is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.